Matata, my friend. So here is the conundrum that's right now going in a cage school of cinematography. I was negotiating the price, and there is, this guy that came to me. He said, I have this event, and I want you to film, my event, right? So I said, okay, that's fine. When is that, and date, and what is that event, and all those sort of things. So we discussing, and then we come to So then, what is your fee? So I said, okay, that's my fee. And then, the client want to bargain, the guy want to bargain out. Said, he want me to kind of to drop, my price of at least, a couple of hundred of pound and all those kind of thing. And I was saying, actually, no, I don't think that I need to reduce my price. And I think that that's the best price that, I'm giving you, for this particular event. And also I think they said, oh, then they asked me, oh, is it your price is including editing? I said, yes, my price is including editing, as well. That's what I give you, full package. And yeah, but can you, well, reduce it here and there? I said, no, I'm afraid I cannot reduce my price. I mean, that's my price, and that's my price. And then, he asked me one question, and that's the question that was started, the conversation in my head. And he said, "Well, I think why your price is that's high. What gear are you using?" And I thought a second. I said, "What do you mean? What gear I'm using?" Yeah, but he said, nowadays everybody just using DSLR, so that they're filming and yeah. So I mean, the gear is not that expensive. Why your price is that expensive? I said, "Oh, so do you think that gear does matter in delivering the project?" And he said, "Absolutely, yes, gear does matter. And your price need to reflect the gear as well." I said, "Oh, well," I said, "Okay, I have, this camera." I said to him, "I have this camera." I show him the camera and then with the lens and everything. And also I had my, my gimbals as well. So everything is there. And then he went, okay. Okay, I see. But that's a cinema camera. I said, yes, indeed, that's a cinema camera. So that's what I'm gonna use filming your event. I said, okay. Oh, okay, I understand. All right. Okay, I understand. You just say, okay, I understand. So that I did ask him. So are you convinced that I have the appropriate gear to film your event? He said, well, I mean, really, I mean, your staff are professional staff. I said, of course, I'm a professional. That's what I'm, I'm, that's why you come to me. That's what I'm here. And that's what my price is professional price. So, okay, yeah, all right. Okay, that's fine. I mean, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So, and, we stop on that's fine and that's fine. Right? So then, the thing that I start, thinking about it is that does really gear matter? And also, to who gear matter? Because when we said about does gear matter or not, in what perspective we're talking about, compared to what? Because it's really important that we have to understand the question that we're asking. Does gear matter? Gear matter compared to what? So basically, my understanding when people talking about gear matter or does not matter is compared to the artistic side of the thing. Because, as a photographer, as a cinematographer, you have the story that you want to tell, right? And through that story, there's a storytelling that is behind it. Therefore, the visual that you want people to get out of that story is important too. So then your artistic skill and know how to put the story the way that you want it has a bearing, right? I hope that you follow me, right? It's important you follow me on that because that's what's gonna come. We're gonna come to a full circle to understand the question. So now you have the artistic, you have your story that you wanna tell. So the story is there, is shape and everything. The next step is what are the necessary tools that will help you tell the story. In terms of the cinematography and in terms of the photography, so what are those tools? If your story you want to tell in terms of film, in terms of video, so that there's a few elements that need to be taken into consideration, right? The camera that will shoot that story that you want to tell, the image, the visual that you want to share with people, one side, and second hand is also the sound. If you, I mean, if your story you want to tell it like Mr. Bean, right, or Charlie Chaplin, which there's no sound on it, and also just actions and movement and those kind of things, that's fine. So that you don't need the sound as such. But if your story has a visual and also has a sound, those two combined make you the visual that you want to tell people. So they are also important. The sound to capture the sound accordingly, and also to capture the visual or the footage, the image or the photography accordingly. So now let me just let's think about it. Yeah, let's think about Hollywood or Bollywood or Nollywood. I mean, let's put Nollywood, leave it aside. But let's just focus on Hollywood, for example. Right? Do you know what type of cameras people use in that's high budget production or cinematography? Why they don't just take any cameras and go shoot the film? Why they don't just use DCLR? Why did you just not use the cheap cinema camera to be able to shoot whatever the film that they're making, whatever the story they want to tell? Why in Hollywood most of the movie are shot at an RE, like red, those top camera which cost absolutely fortune, to get, and with the lenses which cost fortune. Why? I think that's the thing that we need to ask ourselves, why they always need to go to the top gears for to shoot their movies. Because they know that it is important to get the footage that they want, to get the latitude that they want, so that they need to trust the camera to get them the highest quality possible for the thing that they're doing, right? For the picture that they're capturing, for the footage that they're capturing, for the video that they want. That's why they go with those camera which give you like 16 stop of dynamic range, which give you that natural cinematic look, which give them that image that really, when we go to the cinema, we said, wow, right? If you think just about that, for them, does gear matter or not, right? What do you think about it? For them, for those high-end cinematographers, does gear matter or not? If gear does not matter, they would have just take any, cheap camera and then just do it. And yeah, then, oh, well, we did not get it. Oh, I mean, this image is not great. But they don't take the chance. They don't leave anything to chance. They want to get the best that they can. Let's think about sound. It's the same thing. Sound constitutes an important part of storytelling. Right? to be able to have a good microphone which it can capture you the sound you want, it is really, really important. Again, let's take a case of the cinematography, let's take a case of Hollywood. Why they don't just go half-half, get a sound? Why they do everything to get the sound as spot on as possible? And why they have always tried to use the best gears that money can buy. Right. So you will say that, I mean, Hollywood, they have budget, they have money. But here is not about, the budget. I think we need to understand the concept. We need to understand the principle. It's more really important to understand the principle. Yeah. And the principle is this, right? You need to get the best gear that you can at the level where you are. That's as simple as that. Those people that say that gear does no matter, let's put it this way, yeah? If gear does no matter, so if they have a project, why they not just using any gear to deliver the project? I think the thing is this, yeah. I think people saying the gear does no matter because they don't want you to dwell so much thinking about the gears, and not taking into consideration the artistic side of the thing. That's why people say gear does no matter. But in reality, gear is really important element of the artistic side of the thing. Yeah. Let's say, I mean, like you shoot 4K or 5K or 6K, and then you have your footage, everything spot on, and you want to edit it. And you go into your computer, and let's say that your computer hasn't got the memory enough to process those data coming from the 4K, 5K, 6K. What you gonna do? It's gonna take you long to be able kind of to deliver that project. At that moment, does a powerful computer matter or not? It absolutely does. It absolutely does. And also, there is another example, right? And this one can be playing positive or can play negative as well. But just hear me out, right? I was going in yeah, I was filming that mini documentary, um, the protest against Afghanistan. So me and my friend we went there, and I got my C70 really geared up, wrapped up, beautiful as professional, camera. And you know, pe- people that organizing, the event, try to push people aside and all those kind of things. And as soon as they saw me with that camera, said, "Oh, are you from press? Oh yeah, come here, get in front." Why they have made that decision? Because they look at my gears, they look at my camera, the way that the camera is set up, it has to be professional. And if it's professional, it has to be people from press. And they want press to spread out the news of what's happening in Afghanistan. And tell me, and at that moment, did my gear open the door for me or not? Did the gear matter or not? It absolutely matter. And also, the downside of having a big camera like what I just explained now is that in certain area when you have those kind of powerful camera and look like professional camera, people will spot you out straight away. If it's, I mean, private event, they don't want you to film and those kind of thing. They spot you straight away. Say, "Oh no, you're not allowed. Do you have a permit? Do you have a this? Do you have the, you're not allowed to film and so and so and so." But if you go with just a small, for example, if you're just your phone and those kind of thing, I mean, they won't create any problem. It does happen to me. You know, I went there when I take the pictures and all those things, and they said, "Oh no, you're not allowed. Here is a private." but you can use your phone. And forgetting that, for example, like say the iPhone 13 Pro Max is so powerful that you can even shoot with that. All right. So, so then, the question is, again, does gear matter or it doesn't matter? And I hope, you use the comment box below to tell me what you think. If you say that gear does not matter, so tell me why you're saying that gear does not matter. And if you say that gear does matter, also, let us know why you say that. But for me, to be honest, gear does matter, right? My experience show me that gear does matter. And it depends on where does it matter or does not matter. For us, like filmmakers, documentary makers, and all those things where we need to get the maximum of any gear that we have. Therefore, gear does matter for us. And it's all about you get the best that you can get with the resources that you have. If you're thinking of more of a video, so then you need to be able to get a camera which in today's world will give you at least 4K. At least 4K, right? Then even though when you crop, you still have so much data and latitude that you can play with. There is not a day where HD, full HD, or, 1080p is the standard. We're moving away from 1080p now. We're moving to the realm of 8K, 12K, and all those things. I think just in a couple of years, 4K is not going to be standard anymore. All right, so you need to understand that technology evolve, and as technology evolve, everything surrounding you also evolve. One more example, and then we close it there. Yeah. For example, with the Canon C70, right? The Canon C70 is a really powerful camera. It does quite a lot with the price that it is, right? But one thing that is really frustrating with the Canon C70 is when it comes down to autofocus and when the skin is darker. And sometimes I wanna shoot, right? And I just, because if I'm shooting, running and gunning, then sometimes I don't need much of real doing a manual focus. I want the autofocus just to be spotted and then carry on. Because at that moment, I don't have too much time over and trying to change if people moving around. I don't have that, but I need the autofocus. By the time the autofocus let you down big time, and at that moment when I really, truly, truly believe that gear does matter. Because if the autofocus is working 100%, I'm not going to get frustrated. And if you're frustrated, if you have a gear and your gear frustrates you to a certain degree, then you understand that gear does matter. All right, so yeah, that's what I want to discuss with you, today. And also, if you have a topic that you want us to discuss, yeah, please do let me know in the comment box below, right? And I'm really looking forward to read your comment down there to see what is your view on does gear matter or does not matter in cinematography and photography. Each one of us has a perspective, and I want to really read your perspective down there. So, Hakuna Matata, my friend. So I hope you hear from my perspective and you see from what standpoint of view I'm coming from. And so yeah, we do that. Next time, yeah. Thank you. God bless you. Hakuna Matata from me. Always peace. Love. Bye.